Good morning, dear students. Today we will be covering another problem on the topic amalgamation of companies. Problem is R Limited and S Limited decided to amalgamate to form a new company, T Limited. So this is a problem of amalgamation where two old companies decided to come together and form a new company, that is T Limited. The following are the summarized balance sheet of S Limited and T Limited. Balance sheet of both the old companies is given below. You can see. We will quickly come to the terms of amalgamation. That is, it says T Limited will issue 5 equity shares for each equity share of R Limited. That is, for each one equity share of R Limited, it will issue 5 equity shares and 4 equity shares for each share of S Limited. And to S Limited, for every equity share, 4 equity shares are issued in T Limited at rupees 30 each, having face value of rupees 10 per share. So share is of rupees 10 but issued at rupees 30. That means from this we can calculate how much is being given in the form of equity shares to R Limited and S Limited. So payment of equity shares is clearly given in the adjustment. Adjustment number 2 says preference shareholders of the two companies are issued equivalent number of 15% preference shares of T Limited at a price of rupees 150 per share, face value of rupees 100. So from this, we can easily calculate the number of preference shares being given by T Limited to both the companies R Limited and S Limited. That is, if you now refer to the adjustment number 1 and 2, we can calculate our purchase consideration by net payment method. So both the payments are clearly given, how much is given in the form of equity shares and how many number of preference shares are given to the preference shareholders of R Limited and S Limited. We will further refer to the adjustments. Third adjustment says 10% debenture holders of R Limited and S Limited are discharged by T Limited, issuing such number of its 15% debentures of rupees 100 each, so as to maintain the same amount of interest. Here, the debentures are being taken over by T Limited, but 10% debentures will be converted into 15% debentures. But they wanted to make their interest amount as same. So this adjustment, we will see how at what amount 10% debentures are taken over for R Limited as well as S Limited. But debenture holder settlement is not part of purchase consideration. You always remember, when we say purchase consideration, it includes settlement to the equity shareholders, preference shareholders, as well as sometimes cash amount may be given for the equity shareholders as well as preference shareholders. So it does not include settlement of debenture holders. That means this we are going to see in case of discharge of PC by T, that will be at what amount the assets are taken over by T Limited. The ventures are taken over. So this doesn't have any effect in our PC calculation. Further, it says investment allowance reserve to be maintained for 3 more years. So investment allowance reserve here is considered as statutory reserve, which is required to be maintained for 3 more years by T Limited. So this will be the accounting treatment in the books of T Limited. You are required to calculate purchase consideration and balance sheet of T Limited after amalgamation. So here we are supposed to calculate purchase consideration as well as balance sheet of T Limited. We will see purchase consideration. Here we have seen that PC we can easily calculate by net payment method. We just refer to the number of shares held by R Limited and S Limited. Number of equity shares in case of R Limited are 8 lakh divided by 100, that is 80,000. For S Limited, it will be 75 lakh divided by 100, that is 75,000 equity shares. So R Limited has 80,000 equity shares and S Limited has 75,000 equity shares. In case of preference shares, R Limited has 30 lakh divided by 100, that is 30,000 preference shares, and S Limited has 20 lakh divided by 100, that is 20,000 preference shares. So we will see how this PC is to be calculated. You can see here the calculation. In case of equity shares, it is said that for R Limited, For each equity share, they will be getting 5 shares. So if held is 1, they'll be getting 5. And we know how many are the shares held by R Limited. That is 80,000 are held by R Limited. So how many number of shares are issued? That is here in this case, we are supposed to cross multiply 80,000 multiplied by 5 divided by 1. You can see here the number of shares comes as 4 lakh shares. So 4 lakh shares are being issued to the equity shareholders of R Limited. Those shares are of rupees 10 and issued at rupees 30. So here you can see payment to equity shareholders in case of R Limited. 4 lakh equity shares of 10 each issued at rupees 30. That is 4 lakh multiplied by 30 will give us the amount of equity shares received from T Limited. For R Limited, that is 1 crore 20 lakhs. For S Limited, it was mentioned that for every equity share, they'll be getting 4 equity shares. So number of equity shares we have seen, 75,000 equity shares are held by S Limited. For that, how many number of shares they will be getting? 75,000 multiplied by 4 divided by 1. That is, they get 3 lakh equity shares in T Limited. I hope this is clear. So 3 lakh equity shares of 10 each issued at rupees 30 each. 3 lakh multiplied by 30 give us the amount of equity share capital received by S Limited from T Limited. So this is clear. For preference shares, it was mentioned that they are going to get the equivalent number of preference shares. So number of preference shares in case of, we will refer to the problem again. 30 lakhs divided by 100, that is 30,000, and here it is 20,000. So same number of preference shares they'll be getting. However, the price of preference share is 100 and they'll be issued at 150. So for R Limited, payment to preference shareholders, that is preference share capital received from T Limited, is 30,000 multiplied by 150. And for S Limited, it is 20,000 multiplied by 150. So this gives us the amount of equity share capital as well as preference share capital. So PC in case of R Limited, as per the net payment method, is 1 crore 65 lakh, and for S Limited, PC as per the net payment method is 1 crore 20 lakhs. This is calculation of PC as per net payment method. Since the payment was clearly mentioned, we calculated PC by net payment method. Now, if we refer to the problem, our problem has required us to purchase consideration as well as balance sheet of T Limited after amalgamation. But I said it is better that always we pass journal entries in the books of purchasing company first, and from those journal entries we prepare balance sheet. If you can prepare balance sheet directly, it is well and good. However, I suggest that you should be clear with the journal entries also, because that will help you to prepare balance sheet in a proper way. First entry is for business purchase, that is business purchase account debit to liquidators of R Limited. We calculated PC, it came as 1 crore 65 lakh. In case of S Limited, we calculated as 1 crore 20 lakh. So first entry is for business purchase. I said earlier also, we can combine these two entries together. Business purchase account debit to liquidators of R Limited to liquidators of S Limited with the total amount of purchase amount of PC. Next entry, we are supposed to incorporate the assets and liabilities taken over. Now, if we refer to the problem once again, our first adjustment has said how much is received in the form of equity shares. Our second adjustment has mentioned how much is received in the form of preference share capital. Third adjustment is related to the debenture holders, that is at what amount the debentures are being taken over by T Limited. So here you can refer that in case of S Limited, 10% debentures are of 6 lakh rupees. In case of S Limited, 10% debentures are 3 lakh. Now we will refer to the third adjustment. It says 10% debenture holders of R and S are discharged by T Limited, issuing such number of its 15% debentures so as to maintain the same amount of interest. That is, taken over amount of debentures will be such that after taking over that debentures, the interest which they were paying earlier will remain same. So here we have to see the revalued amount of debentures. Fourth adjustment was related to investment allowance reserve, which is a statutory reserve, which is to be taken over by T Limited. So this is not our liability. That means if we refer to the balance sheet, there is no revaluation of any asset given. So land and building, plant and machinery, stock, debtors, cash, all these 5 assets are taken over at book value in case of both the companies. So in case of both the companies, these assets are to be debited at book value. We used to credit the liabilities. Here two liabilities are given, 10% debentures and sundry creditors. Since no revaluation of sundry creditors is given, we will take that at book value. However, in case of debentures, our adjustment says that they are taken over at such amount that after the payment of interest will remain same. So we are supposed to calculate the amount of debentures. Only the revaluation will be of debentures. And always remember, when we follow net payment method for calculation of PC, there may be possibility that while incorporating assets or liabilities, there may be goodwill or capital reserve. That means there may be a loss to the purchasing company or there may be a gain to the purchasing company. That means if purchase consideration paid is more, company will have a loss. If purchase consideration paid is less than the assets taken over, then company has a gain which is to be credited to capital reserve. So while incorporating this entry, we have to check whether our debit and credit tally with each other. If not, there will be either goodwill or capital reserve. Goodwill will be debited and capital reserve will be credited. So we are going to see this adjustment. First, we will see at what amount the debentures are to be taken over. You can see here calculation of, I have done this in working note part. You can see interest at 10%, the R Limited what interest used to pay, 6 lakh into 10%, that is 60,000 is the amount of interest paid by R Limited. Now T Limited wants to pay the same amount of interest, that is 60,000, but they want the interest percentage to be 15%. So now hereafter in the books of T Limited, this 15% should be equal to 60,000 only. They doesn't want to increase the amount of interest. So what should be the full value of debentures? That is 100% value of debentures. So we just cross multiply 100 multiplied by 60,000 divided by 15. You can see here calculation 100 multiplied by 60,000 divided by 15. That means debentures are taken over at 4 lakh for T Limited. In case of S Limited, the amount of debenture capital is 3 lakh, rate of interest was 10%. So if we calculate 10% of 3 lakh, it will be 30,000. Now that 30,000 will be equals to 15%. So full value of debentures, that is 100%, is equals to what? You just need to cross multiply again. 100 multiplied by 30,000 divided by 15. This gives us the amount of debentures taken over, that is 2 lakh rupees. So here, while incorporating this entry, while incorporating assets and liabilities, in case of R Limited, we will be taking it at 4 lakh. In case of S Limited, we will be taking at 2 lakh. Rest all the assets as well as liabilities are to be incorporated at book values. So 4 lakh is the amount of debentures. Sundry creditors are taken over at the same figure, that is 25 lakhs. Just 25 lakhs actually. And TC amount is, business purchase amount is 1 crore 65 lakhs. So here we can see that our business purchase amount is more than the assets taken over. That means company has a loss. Purchasing company is paying more and they are taking over less amount of assets. So the extra amount, whatever they are paying that for goodwill. And always remember, this goodwill will be the goodwill or capital reserve will be the balancing figure only when PC is calculated by net payment method. Always remember, The method here is net payment method. So in that case, there is a possibility that while incorporating assets and liabilities, we may have a goodwill or we may have a capital reserve. Same entry we are supposed to pass for S Limited also. All the assets are incorporated. 10% debentures are now taken at 2 lakh rather than 3 lakh. It was 3 lakh actually, but they are taken over at 2 lakh because they want to maintain the same amount of interest, but the percentage of interest will be 15%. So since the percentage of interest has increased, but the amount of interest is same, the full value of debenture has reduced to 2 lakh rupees. So debentures are taken over at 2 lakh, creditors are taken over at book value, and business purchases at 1 crore 20 lakh. So here also company is paying more, that is credit side is heavier than the debit side. When credit is heavy, that is when payment is more, then the assets taken over. It is a loss for the company, purchasing company, which is taken over, which is to be debited to goodwill account. So this is the entry for incorporating assets and liabilities. Thereafter, we will see the settlement of PC. Now, PC is settled in case of both the companies by giving equity shares and preference shares. So liquidators of R Limited account debit 1 crore 65 lakh to equity capital. Always remember, capital is credited with the face value 4 lakh multiplied by 10. 4 lakh number we calculated while calculating PC, amount of PC. So 4 lakh multiplied by 10 is our equity capital. Preferential capital is 30,000 multiplied by 100. This number is there in our PC statement. If you check, this number is there with you. So multiply always with the face value to get the, here it is 10 for equity and 100 for preference. Okay. So remaining extra amount is to be credited to securities premium. 4 lakh multiplied by 20 here because 30 issued at 30. So 10 is capital, 20 is premium. In case of preference, it is 100 issued at 150. So 50 rupees is premium, which is credited to securities premium account. Same entry in case of S Limited also. That is liquidators of S Limited account debit 1 crore 20 lakh to equity share capital 3 lakh multiplied by 10 to preference capital 20,000 multiplied by 100 to securities premium. Securities premium is involved in both case of shares, equity as well as preference. Equity it is 20 per share and preference it is 50 per share. So I have written here 3 lakh multiplied by 20 plus 20,000 multiplied by 50. I hope you understand from where these figures are coming. Equity shares are issued at 30, so 20 is extra. Preferences are issued at 150, so 50 is extra. Whatever is extra, that is to be credited to securities premium account. Investment allowance reserve is to be incorporated, and that we discussed, that is to be incorporated by opening an account called amalgamation adjustment reserve account. So investment allowance reserve is to be credited and amalgamation adjustment reserve is to be debited. That is the entry for incorporating investment allowance reserve combined together of R Limited as well as S Limited. If you check the problem, in case of both the companies, it was 5 lakh, 5 lakh. That is total amount is 10 lakh rupees. So the entry is amalgamation adjustment reserve account debit to investment allowance reserve account 10 lakh rupees. Last entry, 10% debentures are converted into 15% debentures. So 10% debentures is no longer our liability. Our liability is 15% debenture. So you just refer whatever is taken over amount of debentures, that is in case of both the companies. You can see here 4 lakh and 2 lakh. These together no longer will be the liability. Liability will be 10% debentures. So we are just making the entry for converting 10% debentures into 15% debentures. Now, why I pass these journal entries? Because our balance sheet will be clearly made from these journal entries. In the last problem, I discussed that business purchase and liquidators doesn't have any effect in the balance sheet. So ignore these two entries. Come directly on your incorporation of assets and liabilities entry. That is land and building, plant and machinery, stock, debtors, cash, goodwill. These are to be recorded as asset, but combining together of both the companies. This was for R Limited and this is for S Limited. That is 45 plus 40. This we are going to combine together. 85 we are going to record as land and building, plant and machinery 30 lakh plus 20 lakh as our tangible fixed asset. Both these are our tangible fixed asset. Stock 35 lakh, 30 lakh. So 65 lakh taken together will be our current asset inventories. 54 lakhs plus 36 lakh. These combining together will be your trade receivables. Cash will be 2 lakh plus 1 lakh. 3 lakh rupees will be cash as our current asset. Goodwill, here 28 lakh, here 5 lakh. So 33 lakh is the amount of goodwill which we are going to record as intangible fixed asset. I hope this is clear. So this will clearly give you the idea about your assets. 10% debentures is no longer our liability. They are converted into 15% debentures. So rather than recording 10% debentures, we now will be recording 15% debentures as 6 lakh rupees, 4 lakh plus 2 lakh. Last entry we passed. So 10% debentures got cancelled. Here we credited, there we debited. So they are no longer our liability. Our liability is 15% debentures. So we will be recording debentures, 15% debentures, 6 lakh rupees. Sundry creditors, 25 lakh plus 10 lakh. That is 35 lakh is to be recorded as your trade payables, current liability. Then this is the entry for capital. Equity capital, 40 lakh plus 30 lakh. That is 70 lakh will be recorded as our equity capital. 30 lakh plus 20 lakh, that is 50 lakh will be recorded as preferential capital. Securities premium will be 95 lakhs plus 70 lakh. So 1 crore 65 lakh is securities premium with us. This amalgamation adjustment reserve will be recorded as a negative figure in the reserves and surplus. Investment allowance reserve will be recorded as a positive figure under the head reserves and surplus. So this will be negative figure, this will be positive figure. That means ultimately this doesn't have any effect on our balance sheet. It is just as per the statutory requirement, we are supposed to maintain it for 3 more years. So this will be recorded as a negative figure under reserves and surplus. This will be recorded as a positive figure under reserves and surpluses. And this we already discussed. It is to be recorded as non-current liability, long-term borrowing 6 lakhs. So from these journal entries, you can easily prepare your balance sheet. Just you need to remember the format of balance sheet. We will come to the balance sheet. Number 1 is equity and liabilities, that comprises of shareholders fund, non-current liabilities, current liabilities. Shareholders fund comprises of share capital and reserves and surplus. We have seen from the journal entries. Now just we will come to the notes to the accounts and see how they are to be prepared. Non-current asset, fixed assets, tangible, intangible. Current asset, 3 current assets are there: inventories, trade receivables, cash and cash equivalent. So come to the notes to the accounts. 7 lakh. From where this 7 lakh we calculated, just refer your journal entries. Refer your journal entries, and from there you can see this 30 lakh plus this 40 lakh. 30 plus 40. That is total amount of equity capital is 4 lakh plus 7 lakh. Number of shares are 7 lakh. Amount of capital is 70 lakh. That only you are supposed to record in your balance sheet. Same for preference capital, 50 lakh, that is combined together of R Limited as well as S Limited. So 1 crore 20 lakh is our share capital. Reserves and surplus securities premium taken together of both the companies is 1 crore 60 lakh. Investment allowance reserve as a positive figure. Amalgamation adjustment reserve as a negative figure. So actually our reserves and surpluses are only 1 crore 65 lakhs. Long-term borrowing, that is non-current liability, 15% debentures, 6 lakh rupees. Fixed asset, we had 2 fixed asset, tangible fixed asset, land and building and plant and machinery. However, you are supposed to combine both the figures, that is R Limited assets taken over as well as S Limited assets taken over. So combined together it is 1 crore 35 lakhs. Intangible assets, goodwill, this was the balancing figure in our problem. 33 lakh is the amount of goodwill, 28 lakh of R Limited and 5 lakh of S Limited. So taken together it comes as 33 lakhs. We just need to post this in our balance sheet. 1 crore 20 lakh, 1 crore 65 lakh, long-term borrowing 6 lakh, trade payables we are simply taking from our journal entry. If you refer to the journal entry once again, you just need to take it from the balance sheet, from your journal entry. Here creditor is 25 lakh, here creditors are 10 lakh. So 25 plus 10, that is creditors amount is 35 lakh. Take combined together, balance sheet tally with 3 crore 26 lakhs. Fixed asset tangible are 1 crore 35 lakhs. Intangible 33 lakhs, that is goodwill. Inventory 65 lakhs, trade receivables 90 lakhs, cash is 3 lakhs. So our balance sheet closes with the figure of 3 crore 26 lakhs. I hope you have understood. Thank you very much.